Mike, I want to start with you. So we're kind of transitioning from the situation to the instigation this season. A lot of explosive drama coming our way. What made you want to stir up some drama with your good pal, Angelina?
Well, I mean, I don't know if my perception is not necessarily stirring anything up. I feel that I'm just being honest. I feel that I'm just being real, and I'm not going to be an enabler. And if your decisions affect me, my family, and my friends, then I'm going to step in. I think, I tried to explain it before that maybe you start to see a little bit of old situation, but in fact, you see how I handle that. And I'm really just being real and just being honest. And I guess it comes out to be real good TV, I guess.
Yeah, looks like it's going to be incredible TV. Jenni, what was your reaction when Mike called out Angelina for allegedly cheating?
Honestly, I'm here for it. Everyone knows me for the one that's always calling people out on their SHIT. So for Mike to be the one that took the lead on it, he felt very strongly. He thought, at the end of the day, it was affecting us as a whole, as a group. And I wouldn't call him an instigator or like old Mike versus new Mike. I just really thought it was just Mike being real and just being like, there's zero tolerance for when it affects the family. So I kind of, love him for that.
Thank you.
It kind of seems like it's kind of like Angelina versus everyone else this season a little bit. Dina, is that a fair assertion? Did you offer Angelina any support as this was going on?
I feel like it wasn't all of us against Angelina because, at one point, like all of us were like talking to Angelina. It wasn't like we were fighting with her. We all had discussions. We all are family. She's a part of our family, and discussions just had to be done. It wasn't like us against her. It was a family kind of going through something, and there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. But yeah, she had a lot of people to have a sit down with and talk to without any issues. Any of us would have been there to support Angelina. It wasn't like all of us were against her,
Yeah,
there was some things that had to be settled.
Yeah, we were definitely there to support her, but as we started to go down that road, we started to see and inconsistencies came to light. So that's what happens in the story. And I don't want to give too much away, but we were definitely being there as a friend, and you start to see how our whole friend group navigates this and how we get through it.
Yeah, well, I was just chatting with Angelina earlier this week about her experience on All-Star Shore, and it seemed like her time in the Canary Islands with Joey Essex caused some problems in her marriage with Chris, and she said that kind of bled over into this season of Jersey Shore. So I guess, Jenni, what was your reaction to all the stories about Angelina in the Canary Islands and Joey Essex?
Well, you just gave us the tea because we didn't hear it was Joey Essex.
Yeah, exactly. That's just that could be the third guy. I don't know.
Oh, okay. That's speculative. That's because they get over 30.
That could be the third guy, I guess.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's the thing. I think that's why it transferred into our show, because we're very open and honest, and we're very transparent, and you really have to be on a reality show. So when we're like hearing things from other situations and she's playing coy, that's fine. But last season or 2 seasons ago, Mike literally had videos of ring footage and things coming out, and we're just like, girl, we just want to know what's going on so we can handle it as a family, whether you want to talk about it or not. But like, I just think like denying things doesn't work, especially in 2022. I feel like just owning your shit is much easier in this day and age than trying to deny when there's like other shows that are being filmed that show these like situations happening, and it's gonna come to light sooner than later. So, and you have every right to be happy. So we're just like, own your shit and be happy. That's all that matters.
Was there, I guess, a concern on your end, Mike, about how this was going to impact Chris?
I was concerned that, how the instigation was going to affect my the perception of me being, you know, the inspiration, or being 7 years sober, or being a loyal sober dad. But, you know, Angelina and her decisions in her relationship, that's her decisions. And you see how all of that unfolds over the season. And it was definitely very messy, to the point where we called it a dumpster fire. But I'm very proud of how, you know, we all handled it and how we eventually navigate this season.
Yeah. And I feel like, going back to the one part where it looks like where it's like us against her, like I feel like it was a complete opposite in the beginning, because I sat in her house for like 3 hours listening to her. And then I came to find out, and which is why I feel like it turned into drama. She wasn't, so for 3 hours, she was giving me all this false information. So I was leaving my kids listening to her. And then I'm like, well, then what a waste of my time. Like, you know, like what is really going on here?
Exactly. Yep.
So it was just like a lot of like back and forth, and she wasn't, you're going to just see it all unfold this entire season.
Yep.
But we can turn the questions onto you and ask what you know about her and Joey Essex.
Yeah, exactly. Yo, that could be the third guy, I swear. Because
I'm so curious.
I just know that they got a little flirty on All-Star Shore from the episodes I've seen.
Yo, she is a quick mover. I mean, I'm aware of at least 2 guys, but now this could be a third.
You know, I'm just curious to know, what was your reaction when Chris finally filed for divorce in February?
After kind of like hearing like I said, she sat down with me for a while, and she was like telling me like all their problems. Then I found out like a lot of stuff that was going on the All-Star Shore. I wasn't surprised. I think on both ends, they both just weren't happy. And why be in a loveless marriage if you could like kind of find your happiness elsewhere? I feel like it's not fair for either parties.
I agree.
So in a way, I felt like they took the adult way of doing things finally.